Hey everyone, and welcome to our Warehouse Management Video Training Session number 6, Resolve WMS Data Search and Retrieval. Resolve WMS has an incredible amount of tools for combing through your company's data right on your mobile devices. Now, we have touched on some of these briefly in previous videos, but we decided that a few of these more powerful ones needed to have their own expanded session. The first tool we're going to look at here is the Quick Search bar. Now, I'm on the main menu of my Resolve WMS mobile application, and you can see Quick Search here is in the top right, and I can access it from here. But one of the most powerful parts of this is I can also access it from within any of my menu options. So if I'm in the middle of picking a sales order, let's say, I can use the Quick Search just as if I was in the main menu. So it doesn't matter where I am, I can look up things in the middle of whatever I'm working on. And what Quick Search does is allow you to type in parts of customer codes, parts of customer names, parts of item codes, barcodes, license plate numbers, document numbers, anything that you need to look for data-wise in your database, you can type into this Quick Search window and we will find it. For example, let's start off by, I'm going to type in, let's say, I think my customer number is C4700. Oh, well, it's telling me that there's no matching data found. I could have sworn that was what the customer number was. You know what, though? That is Amazon, so I'm just going to type in Amazon and search that way. Oh, and look, it came up. So it wasn't C47, it was just starting with 47. So that found my business partner for me. And you can see when we look at business partners, we have a couple different tabs here, just some general customer information, the different ship tos, as well as any current sales orders for this business partner. Same thing with pick list. You can see both these sets of documents. And if I click on one of the rows, it will pop up an additional window showing me more information about the pick list, including the line items. So right away, just by finding the customer, I have all this extra data that I can now sift through in the Quick Search. If we pull up a vendor, let's say, similar general information and ship to information, but we also then have purchasing information instead. So we've got purchase orders to look up instead of sales orders. And again, if I click on one, it will open up the window, and now I will have all the different information, header, line, footer, everything I need to review this document's data right here inside of my Quick Search. So going back, I'm going to look up one more example of something I have as a customer, but I want you to also notice what happens when I type that in. So my customer, I'm looking for, I think it's C2000. I hit enter, so it's telling me that C2000 was not found. Did I mean? And then it gives me every type of data point that matches that. So there's telling me there's an item with this number, there's a bin that has this number in it, there's a manufacturer serial number, there's a business partner, there's also a batch number. So all these different things all have C2000 within them. So Quick Search will find all of the data that this number is in. So I don't have to know the entire piece. I could just know some of it, and it will find all the matches, including exact or partial matches to what I'm looking at. So let's also now look at, we looked at business partners, both customer and vendor. What if we type in an item code? Again, I don't maybe know the item code, so I type in Poland and hit enter, and it finds me, oh, there's actually 3 item codes with the word Poland in the description. Let's pull up one of them so we can see all the expanded tabs and data we get. Warehouse quantities, license plates, sales orders, production orders, purchase orders, all this information is listed here just in the Quick Search to help you find the data you're looking for. And just like we saw a second ago, I can click on one and it will then give me the details. So again, just being able to scan the barcode, the description, the item code, all of those different things will help you get to the same set of data. In addition to that, I can also type in the batch number itself or the serial number itself, and it will find me the items that have a matching batch. So there's 2 items here that both have that batch I just entered or scanned, and I'm now in the batch detail information about that specific batch, just typing in the batch number. And one of the last big things, if you do utilize our license plate function, you can also enter or scan in a license plate number, and it will then pull up the license plate, give you the information about all the items that are within that license plate, what bin it's in, is it currently active or inactive, and on the bottom, I have the options here. I can actually print my license plate label if I want to from here, or I can click on the activity tab, and it will show me all the different movements that this license plate has gone through. So it came in on a container receipt, number 209, it was then counted in an accounting document, 100, and then transferred to a different bin in the transfer 1123. So a lot of the information here can be found just by entering it into Quick Search. The next topic here is the Operations Transaction Center. We do have this functionality inside of our Resolve add-on within SAP, but we decided to also add it to Resolve Mobile so that you can on the fly look at some of the same data right from your mobile device while you're walking around the warehouse and not have to get back to a desktop. So if we come in here, you'll see we have a couple different hubs: customer related hub, vendor related, item, and then WMS. Each of them have extensive details on the documents and functions that go along with them. So for example, coming into the customer hub, you can see now I've got all these different document types that I can review: sales quotes, picks, returns. And then on the right hand side, I have the option to choose my different filters. And then when I'm ready, I would click here to see the results. So if I just wanted to look at one customer, I could type that in, select them. If I wanted to choose my date range, I can put that in as well. Let's just say we do 01/01/20 and leave that open until the end of the year. Again, filter by salesperson or warehouse, only open documents, only closed documents, or both. I'm going to click on my results for my sales orders and see now I got a list of all the open sales orders for that customer. And as I scroll down, you can see I've got all this data here to look at. If I click on one of the rows, it will open up the details screen for that document. So I can see all the header information, the row information, and the footer information right all here in one screen. So again, I can come back to my filters if I want, change my filters up. Maybe I want to see only closed documents. Maybe I want to change the customer. I can also obviously come to the left and do a different document type. So AR invoices, and now I can see all those based on those same filters. So setting the filter once, you can then move within each document type and see just those results for that filter criteria. And obviously I can clear my filters and start from scratch as well. A lot of information here to be able to sift through right on a mobile device. Very helpful to have in the palm of your hands. Hopping over to the vendor hub, you'll see we've got the similar type of setup, except now we've got purchasing documents such as purchase orders and goods receipt POs, AP invoices, and I've got a similar function here where I can enter in my customer filters and date ranges. Let's say for this customer and date range, I want to see only the closed purchase orders, and now you get a full list of them. And again, I can click on one and open up to see the details. The item hub is again similar, except now you're going by specific items instead of going by documents. And you can see all the different document types are broken down here on the side. So we have additions to inventory and production orders that we did not have in the other hubs. So if I wanted to see, let's say, inventory, transfer requests, I've got all of them listed here. If I wanted to come to my filters and only do it by item, and let's say again closed, and go to results, I can now see all the closed inventory transfer requests for that item. And again, clicking on one will bring me the full details. One last part of the Operations Transaction Center, or OTC for short, that I wanted to go over can be found back in the customer and vendor hubs. If I click on the price and availability tab, you can see I've got the option here, let's say, to select a customer and select a warehouse, and then when I click on results, it's going to show me all the items and their description along with the price for this customer and that warehouse. You can see the price list itself listed right here at the last column. It's also going to give me information on what's on hand, what's committed, what's on order, and what's available. So all this information is put in one screen for you, so you don't have to sort between different tabs and different screens, let's say maybe in Quick Search or on the other Customer Hub tabs. It's all right here on one screen, and it lets you evaluate things on the fly using your mobile device, doing your normal day-to-day business. The last thing we're going to go over is the warehouse planning calendar that will show you different documents based on their due dates, as well as some other of our WMS functions like direct putaways and bin replenishments in a calendar format. So I have the option of looking by 1 week, by 2 weeks, the entire month, or the entire year. On the left-hand side, you'll see a different list of all the different document types and warehouse functions, and then that's going to be spread out across the days you have in view. Based on the delivery date or due date of the document, it's going to fall into one of these dates on the calendar. Now looking at our current calendar here, we've got a bunch of stuff that is yesterday, because today is the current day is Wednesday the 2nd, you can see by this purple line. And the reason that they're all listed as yesterday doesn't mean that they all have due dates of yesterday, it means that they all have due dates of yesterday or prior. Because obviously we don't want to just show the things that were due yesterday, we want to show everything past due when we're looking at anything prior than today. So that's kind of how the calendar works in that way. So there's not 14 goods return requests that were due yesterday, there's 14 that were due anytime prior to today. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. As you can see, our WMS function screens like bin replenishment and directed put away, those all show in the current day. It's not that they're due yesterday, it's not that they're due tomorrow. These items currently need to be moved, so they're always going to show up on the current day. Any day going forward is going to show you the obvious documents that are due on those specific days. So if we look down here, there's one PO with a due date of tomorrow. So now if I click on any of these boxes, like this one here, it is going to open up and show me those documents that all make up that number. And then if I click on the individual document, it's going to open up the details of that document. And now I can see the header, footer, and line information for this purchase order that's coming in tomorrow. So it's just a really, really good way of visualizing the data and seeing basically what your warehouse is going to have to be working on over the next day, week, month, or the entire year. At the bottom, there's a couple different options. One here, you can see if I click on that, it's just a quick legend to tell you what each color means. We've also got filters. So if I wanted to filter this data by a specific document type, obviously I can hide some of the other fields. If I wanted to do it by just one specific warehouse, I could do that as well. Or for instance, if I wanted to do it just by one item, I could do that. And it will only show me the total numbers and fields for transactions with that item on it. We've also got the option here to show the row headers or not. If I click on this, it will hide that left column. I can also choose to show week numbers or not. You can see right now it adds the week number, so week number 49, week number 50. And the last one here is to reduce the height of the fields to add more transaction types into view. So just a different way of visualizing the data that we've looked at throughout this video. This time it's just in a calendar view showing you a day-by-day analysis of what's happening in the warehouse. So that wraps up our Resolve WMS data search and retrieval training session. Hopefully you guys now have a better understanding of how helpful these mobile tools can be when trying to sort through all of your data on the fly out in your warehouse. Thanks, and we'll see you soon for our next video.